Hi, Erin. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Hi, Stephanie.
Erin, what is the story of Creek Quail Farm? It's a little bit of a mouthful for me to say.
Yeah, it's a bit of a phrase.
Mm,
So Spring Creek Quail Farms, we're located in the Niagara Peninsula, just outside the town of Vineland,
okay.
um, in the heart of wine country. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Vineland at all.
Yes.
Um,
Beautiful.
yeah, great. That's awesome. We've been around since 2002. My uncle, Clarence Oosterhoff, he founded the farm. He had a vision for growing a unique bird that had so many unique health benefits and turning it into something that could be a blessing to his family and to the broader community here in Ontario. This vision was something I grew up around and witnessed while working at the farm. I worked here during the summer and after school. And then in 2016, my wife and I became owners of the farm, and we bought into this vision as well. So we stayed true to our values of stewardship, sustainability, blessing those around us with the blessings we've received. And since 2016, we've grown to be one of the largest producers of quail eggs in North America.
Well, that's
Um,
amazing.
I be- yeah, I believe we're one of the only. I believe we are the only quail farm that focuses pretty much exclusively on quail eggs. This has made us a trusted name across Canada and the U.S. For being a good provider of quail eggs. So we've been able to ensure that stores always have a steady supply, and this has allowed the product to grow in so many different stores. The name Spring Creek came from I grew up along on Spring Creek Road, or that's where my wife and I made our home on Spring Creek Road, and yeah, we love the name. There's an actual 20-mile creek, so a spring-based creek running down there, and we love the fact that we're in close proximity to that creek, and it really gives the farm a base.
Sounds beautiful. So can I ask you actually, how is a quail egg different than a chicken egg?
Yeah, so it's very similar to a chicken egg in taste. Like it's almost exactly the same,
Okay.
um, but they have a higher yolk to white ratio, which if the yolk is the tasty part of the egg,
Mhm.
um, and it has a little bit more flavor. But other than that, it tastes exactly the same as a chicken egg.
Hmm. And how would I eat a quail egg?
So you could eat a quail egg by pretty much exactly the same way you would eat a chicken egg.
Hmm.
It takes about 3 quail eggs to make 1 chicken egg. I should just add, a, I guess I talked about the taste a little bit of the quail egg and how it's the same as a chicken egg, and just the size of the yolk. But there are some characteristics to the quail egg that are quite a bit different than a chicken egg. Um, they're generally considered to be very good for your health, with 6 times the amount of vitamin B1, 15 times the amount of vitamin B2 that a chicken egg has. And it also is extremely high in HDL cholesterol,
Okay.
the good
Yeah.
kind.
Hmm.
It's understood to wash LDL cholesterol out of your arteries.
Hmm.
Um, and then and a lot of cultures, funny enough, believe them to be a natural aphrodisiac as well. But a key consideration is that quail eggs, um, for every 3 quail eggs you eat, you have about 6% of your daily intake of iron
Oh,
and
wow.
vitamin A, which is extremely high. So it's great for anemia and things like that.
That's amazing. I'm gonna have to try those.
So uh, the way you eat them, so the ratio is about 3 to 1. So you can use them in cooking or anything like that. But you can also eat them just hard boiled, or you can eat them fried. I like them fried. I eat about 4 to 6 fresh quail eggs every day for breakfast on toast because they're just awesome and readily available for me.
Yes. So, can I ask you, are your quail organic?
Yeah, so we're not actually certified organic.
Mhm.
We're about as close to organic as you can get without being certified. Unfortunately, we've done quite a bit of research on this because we get asked this question regularly.
Yeah.
Um, and um, the one thing, so they're antibiotic free. We don't use hormones. We don't use vaccines. We don't use anything like that throughout the life of the quail. And they're free run, raised, which I mean, they're about as close as you can get to organic without using certified organic feed. And we've done the research to try bring in certified organic feed. It's about 3 times the cost. So basically, the price of our eggs would have to go up by pretty well 3 times, which would make it unaffordable for most people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just a bit more about the quail. What kind of quail do these eggs come from?
Yeah, so they're Coturnix japonica. That's the specific breed. It's a very common bird in South America and Asia. It's called the Japanese quail. They're a small bird, probably about the size of your hand. Yeah, they're and really pretty. They're kind of speckled with brownish sections. So they were originally a tropical bird. That's their origins are tropical.
Okay. And so, can you just tell me a bit more about who eats quail eggs?
Yeah, so there's I mean, it's growing all the time. It's changing so rapidly on how many on who is all eating these eating these wonderful eggs. But the main demographic that eats it is people from the Mediterranean area in Europe,
Okay.
and also in people from Asia and also South America, because these are native to those areas. That would be the demographic that would primarily consume them. But what we're noticing over the last couple of years is the health conscious consumer is becoming aware of the benefits of quail eggs, and because we've been able to get the eggs in a lot more mainstream stores, they're taking on. I guess they're taking off. Yeah, people are really starting to fall in love with eggs and buy them on a weekly basis because they appreciate the egg. An interesting tidbit, that we're selling quite a few quail eggs also in the pet food area, because they have a very small shell, like very thin shell, which makes them great for cracking over your dog's kibble or whatever. Yeah, they work out really well for as a treat for your dog as well.
Oh,
just
nice.
as an extra benefit. Yeah.
Awesome. So our furry friends can enjoy them too.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Exactly. We didn't realize that it would go in that direction as well. But it's incredible how people care about so much for themselves, and then they also say, "Well, if it works well here, let's try it in that area," and it's moving well there.
Fantastic. So you did speak about the quail food, but can you tell me how, like you said they're free run, but are they housed like in the winter? How are they housed?
Yeah, so they are completely housed indoors year round, and because they're a
Oh, okay.
tropical bird, they're very sensitive to outdoor environment.
Yeah.
So because of that, we house them in very strictly controlled temperatures. So we're regulating the lighting so that it mimics the natural sunrise and sunset, and making sure that yeah, they're protected, because they're very susceptible to predators as well, because being such a small bird. Actually, yeah, predators are seeking them out. So we have to protect them. We take care of them, but we make sure that our housing mimics a natural environment so that they're as healthy and happy as possible.
Fantastic. So, do you have anything else you want to say about the quail eggs, or about your experience with the birds, or with selling the quail eggs?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible when people. I every time I have a friend over, or anyone over, I say, you got to try a quail egg. So I quickly fry up a quail egg and and let them try it, and they're just blown away by the flavor. It's not something that is odd or strange. It's something very familiar because it tastes like the chicken egg, but it just pops in your mouth that little bit extra. So we really believe in this egg as people become more aware of it and that it's so accessible, that more people will fall in love with it. I mean, people are eating eggs for breakfast every day. So if you can try something new and switch up your egg diet a little bit, that's a wonderful thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love eggs myself. So, and these sound so beneficial for your health. I can't wait to try them. Where can people buy your quail eggs?
Yeah, so we're available in almost all the Metro and Food Basics stores now. Basically every street corner almost with that. We've also been listed. We're listed across Farm Boy, Whole Foods, TNT stores in the GTA. So we have about 180 to 200 stores just in the GTA that have our eggs in them.
Awesome.
So check out our website, springcreekquail.ca, and we definitely have a list there of stores, and I'm sure there's one close by each one of you.
Excellent. Is that where someone could contact you if they have more questions?
Yeah, absolutely. We love having interactions with our customers because our customers are passionate about eggs, and so are we. um, so we have a really easy contact form at the bottom of our webpage, and it goes straight to me, and we make sure that we get an answer back to you.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for joining us. I'm really
Yeah, thank
happy.
you for the time.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Yeah.